Hey, I am so happy to have you here today and so excited to hear your talk.
Thank you so much, Haley. I appreciate you letting me be here and sharing what I have. So thank you so much.
Very cool. And with that, I'm going to give you the stage and I'm going to be here. And so don't think I'm going to disappear, but welcome so much. Happy to have you here.
Fantastic, Haley. Thank you. So yes, thank you so much. Again, I am Cindy Kerr. I'm a certified health coach and a master's in counseling. And I want to share with you a little bit about health and wellness today, because it is something that many of us struggle with, and yet specifically wondering why it is that, and I don't know if you're like me, but I have had those moments, those ups and downs where I've eaten well and then I didn't eat well. I've exercised regularly and then I don't exercise regularly. And we have these ups and downs. And why is that? Well, I want to talk about the importance of self-worth and self-talk and how that impacts our health and wellness. And a lot of times when people think about health and wellness, they think about, oh, just exercise or just nutrition. Yet it encompasses so much more than that. So Dr. Sears, who I got my training from, he talks about health and wellness being lifestyle, exercise, attitude, and nutrition. It is all encompassing. And I'm going to focus mostly on our attitude and our thinking today, and a little bit about nutrition. So I want to take you back into a little bit about my story and how my self-worth, because you're probably wondering too, how is it that we begin some of that negative thinking, some of that negative self-worth, right? So I remember all the way back, and these are just a few little snippets, but one day when it was my very first day of grade school, so I'm talking young, I remember getting on the bus with my beloved stuffed dog. And it was my first day, and I brought my stuffed dog, and the kid sitting in the front seat grabbed my dog, ripped its ear off, and I just burst into tears. And I cried the whole day. And I wondered, gosh, how could somebody be so mean? And obviously that was something that affected me so strongly. I couldn't figure out why that kid picked on me and not other kids. But as a kid, I didn't see any others getting picked on. You just see what's happening to yourself. Well, that was the start of feeling like I really didn't fit in and I wasn't good enough. And even my grandmother, yeah, my own family, she would scrub me and wash me so hard until my skin was raw because I had darker skin than my sisters. And she always thought I was dirty. I got tan really easily and I would have those tan marks on my ankles, and she would just scrub that saying I was dirty, and I would just cry knowing when I had to go visit her because I felt less than. And I don't know why my sisters were lighter skin tone with blonde hair and green eyes. I have olive tone. I mean, it's just how it works, right? And you see, I have curly hair. In high school, some of the kids used to call me Brillo Pad. And then I joined the military. And on my very first day in the military at my duty station, a coworker came up to me saying, "Oh, great. That's all we need is a girl like you here." Well, what was that supposed to mean? And I have an ex-husband who used to really call me stupid and was so mean to me and so many other things. Well, it all broke me. And I really was so hurt inside, and I was not believing in myself. And part of that is I didn't feel worthy to be healthy, and I let myself go. And yeah, I actually did work up the ranks in my jobs, and I held professional positions. I'm an Air Force veteran, I'm a retired police sergeant, and I still didn't deserve, I believed I didn't deserve any of it, right? How many times have we told ourselves those things? Well, I was an imposter. And from the outside, it really looked like I had it all together. But inside, I was falling apart. I didn't feel good at all. I didn't believe in myself. And that self-talk was not positive. Now, I carried weight gain really well, and I knew how to disguise it. So people looking at me would have no idea how unhealthy I was. And guess what? You don't have to be skinny or looking large to be unhealthy. So I would say I was what I called a skinny unhealthy. And I actually found myself addicted to coffee to try to stay alert during the day. Now, I'm not saying give up coffee, right? Because I, like many of you, love a good coffee. Yet I was drinking a pot and a half of coffee every single day. That was too much. I was living on that. And I would go and grab for candy and other goodies from the snack machine just to get past that afternoon slump. I would be so exhausted. And then at night, oh, the wine consumption and chocolate at night to ease the stress of the day and hopefully get some sleep. Well, all of that I didn't realize was affecting my health. I didn't see how poor health was making my hair, my skin, my nails, my skin, everything look dry. I looked older than I was, and people at work would tell me, "Oh, you look tired, Cindy," which I don't know about you, but I hate that, and it made me so grumpy. And I didn't want to look tired. I didn't want to be tired. So I knew something had to change. When I was working as a police sergeant, I bent over to pick something up, and I absolutely struggled to get back up, and I was so out of breath. How is this happening? You know? And trying to stay awake when I was driving, I found myself slapping my face to stay awake. That was not safe. It was really a never-ending struggle. Now, my gut was always killing me, and I was constantly on the lookout for the nearest restroom to try to relieve that pain inside. I know I'm not alone in this. You see, I was that busy professional with a full-time job. I had a side gig, I was starting a business, and how would I ever find the time to exercise, meal prep, sleep, all the things I knew I needed to change, but just wasn't really willing to make a change? And so the funny thing is here I am today, a master certified health coach. And not only did I learn how to make simple changes that fit into my busy professional lifestyle, but I also now have the self-worth to make my health a priority. Now, one of the things I did, which I believe everyone can benefit from, is to start by seeing a good doctor. Because a good doctor is going to run a full exam, a blood panel, look for anything that needs to be medically addressed. That is such a strong recommendation for you. So I sought out a good naturopath who advised me that if I didn't change, my adrenal glands, which have a lot to do with hormones, won't know what to do. And I was losing bone density and strength, and I was too young for that. I was determined not to rely on medicine my whole life. I did not want to do that. Now, I want you to remember is that this change in me didn't happen overnight, nor did I do this alone. It really takes time to undo all the stuff that didn't serve me well and turn it around to feel good. It doesn't have to take as long as others as it did for me. Now, I started learning about what nurturing me was all about. Like I said, not just with what I ate, but everything to do with health and wellness. And I realized along my health journey, so many other professional women were experiencing a similar path as me. I mean, we are putting others first. That seems to be the common theme. We don't take care of ourselves. So I made a pact with myself to start with one change at a time. And I thought, oh, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to diet, and that's going to do it. Yet again, I found myself bouncing back and forth, exercise, diets. It was a real roller coaster. And so I wasn't being consistent. And that's when I had to figure out what was stopping me. Why did I keep falling back into my slumps? Well, I want to just talk real quick about nutrition, and then we're going to get to the mindset. So when it comes to nutrition, I found that everyone seemed to be that expert and had a passion for their particular diet and their particular exercise program. I thought I knew what healthy food was, but boy, I was wrong on so much of that. I even discovered that my favorite fast food chicken sandwich contained a harmful ingredient that was damaging my body. I can tell you, I was devastated. Now, I'm not saying to never eat at fast food, but I am advocating for good choices. And for me, what I learned was to keep it simple. Eat more whole food and eliminate or reduce what doesn't serve me well. Now, I needed a professional to teach me what foods to absolutely avoid and what foods are the most nutritious. And I also learned certain tips, like what Dr. Sears calls the rule of twos. So it's eat twice as often, eat half as much, and chew twice as long. So I'll say it again because it's kind of like one of those, oh, let me think about that. So eat twice as often, eat half as much, and chew twice as long. So it's a really nice little tip that you can get started with. Now, I found that when I was busy or stressed, I was in such a hurry to eat. So having little time to eat, I tended to quickly gulp my food down and be off to that next thing, and even eating in my car. Sound familiar? So for me, this habit started in the military when they actually trained us to eat quickly and they rushed us off to the next task. And when I ate out, the portions are definitely much larger than what my stomach naturally could handle. So I learned that my stomach is naturally the size of my fist. Imagine that, not the size of the plate my food was served on. So I learned about healthy snacks that give me sustained energy, that keep me feeling full. I learned about what a brainy breakfast is, which is really something that helps me keep my brain focused and clear. So I changed my habits, right? And habits form as we do life. And being aware of them is what helps us make simple changes to serve us better. Now, I heard a wise person say to me, when you want to be successful at something, get a buddy. Surround yourself with people who inspire you to be a better person each day. And I found someone to guide and coach me along my journey. And I believe everyone can benefit from a coach. Now, one of the aha moments I had was learning to pay attention how I was talking to myself. Yeah, talking to myself, and not necessarily out loud, but those inside voices, like when you hit your head on something because you accidentally ran into it and you say, "Oh, Cindy, you're such a klutz," or "That was stupid." When in reality, accidents happen. And I learned how to turn that around and say things like, "Oh, that hurt," or "I didn't see that," and just laugh it off. And this pertains to all things and how that silent voice inside commands us when we don't even realize it. And this takes practice to pay attention to and turn it around, because you see, all the years of hearing those words I talked about before that broke me down, I didn't realize how we internalize those and we subconsciously believe those words. And those became a part of me, but I was changing that. Now, a key factor to making lasting changes is that positive self-worth. So it can include and start with positive affirmations. So for me, I wrote down positive affirmations on index cards and read them out loud to myself in the mirror every morning and every night. And one affirmation I created for myself that may benefit you is, "My worth is more than what anyone else thinks of me." And another one that really I love so much is that God made me perfect in His sight, and I am worthy of what He has in store for me. So it seemed uncomfortable at first and fake when I read these out loud to myself, but then I learned to believe it. And it's a great way to start a journey to better health. And for me, I give God all the glory for my success and growth every single day, because it's through His strength that I have endured my health struggles. So I'm happy to report to you that I now feel more energetic. I don't have any more gut pain, and I feel so much younger than before. And my doctor even tells me now that I am her healthiest patient. So one of my clients actually told me she learned so much about food and how it affects her body and changing habits. And she just is making positive changes. And another one told me she loves feeling like it's her best birthday every single day. So a common question I get is, "Cindy, how do I connect with you to learn like positive changes?" And so what I did is I created a text that you can message me, the number 2021 to 520-815-5526. And I'll send you a form so that you can answer how I can best serve you, whether it's through weekly wellness tips or you just need some support. So again, text 2021 to 520-815-5526 to be included. And I just want to finalize with, I am worthy, and so are you. And I love that you can look in the mirror every day and love the perfectly unique person that is you. You deserve to take care of yourself. So thank you. Thank you for letting me take some time here today. I think you're muted, Haley.
Of course I am, because I muted myself in the background. Thank you so much. This has been an awesome presentation. And so true. I remember starting my own health journey and barely being able to walk to the end of my cul-de-sac and back. I did 2.5 miles yesterday.
Good. High five.
Thanks.
High five.
Yeah, over rocks and tree stumps and up and down hills. So it was a lot of fun. So I'm a big believer in the power of health transformation and that it is totally possible. So welcome and thank you so much. I have really appreciated having you here.